You know, I experience that it's a time of transformation of the planetary consciousness, and us, humanity, as the prefrontal cortex of the planet. Each one of us a cell. We create a network of communication between us as part of the planetary consciousness, a very significant part. The part that in one side holds the idea of identity, and yeah, of course, therefore can get addicted to it. Yet it's also the part that can perceive the unity, the absoluteness. And this is something unique to us from that ability of abstract perception. We can have language, we can have words that have abstract meanings, a set of sounds with abstract meaning, and then we have a language and we can even write it with abstract symbols. So this is something unique to us, and within our psyche it's like what prepares us as ego, as subjects, as first person perspective ables, how to say, that are feeling and experiencing. It enables us to connect, to have to know each other, to have a definition of relation, and it allows us to collaborate potentially with all humanity consciously. This is something that likely no other animal is capable as much as us, yet we're not the only one with a prefrontal cortex. Dolphins have a respectful one as well, and yeah, yet in a way we have a role in the planetary consciousness as a meta-organism. We are all cells in, and what we experience as consciousness is kind of holographically fractalized from the planetary consciousness. Same like every cell in our body is like with the same genetic code, yet different genetic expression, but it's the same code. There is knowing each other as emanation of the same one. So it's time of massive awakening for that one we are part of to realize itself through us, to have solid conscious realization of itself, which means humanity wakes up to that, perhaps again after a long cycle. Yet we can see the change that is happening in the world with social media and now with artificial intelligence, and how information is passed. It's becoming global. The Western civilization versus the Chinese civilization and the Soviet and the Indian, and like these streams of archetypes of subpersonal streams of consciousness, basically, of the planetary consciousness. And yeah, the self, the planetary self, is still figuring how to define itself. Is it more Western paradigm, or Chinese, or Soviet, or Indian? And each one of them have important contribution, although seems like the the major one is the Western, is the freedom, the idea of freedom of the self, of the one, which, of course, in a way is illusion, yet it enables nobility. Like, so the emanating light can diverse more, is less homogeneous, how to say. Although India have a very beautiful contribution in that aspect, yet still the conscious grid of unification, that's something unique in the West. And yet the language is a whole thing to deepen about, because if there is one language eventually that can unite us all, is English the thing? Well, so far it is the most common and it's relatively convenient. But if we think beyond, we can go to the cosmic language we have, like math and logic. It's trans-cultural, trans-ethnic, how to say. It's just cosmic, even trans-planetary. And we still in the planetary level, like, okay, let's come to wholeness. Let's have peace. Inner peace comes from wholeness. So, same. It's a fractal. And of course, we all have our share in the influence of the critical mass of awakening when we find our center in the wholeness and, yeah, integrate all the aspects as consciousness. Then it's most clearly shines through as the one consciousness that is happening through all of us. So that's a reminder for that. And I can weave it into my next offering of a retreat to join us to work with the water, and in Iceland, which have a beautiful quality of water, and all elements actually there, they are so pure. So it's very potent place to initiate ourselves into the depth of the magic of the work with the elements, with the crystals, and with the crystals of water. We will deepen into that particularly because our body is large percentage of water, and also its plasma field as well is water ions. In a way, you can see it like that. And yeah, there is something in that geometry that can beautifully, like aesthetically, connect between the practice of our life force with the work of the crystallization of information within water, and exploring all their four states of matter, and even possibly deeper than that into the coding itself. And for this I invite you. Yeah, we will practice there for 10 days every day in a magical, significant spot in nature. And we will combine movement, sound, and breath, and visualization as a conscious technology that we will learn. And we will use the help of the herbs, of the local herbs, and yeah, so we can feel the energy more clearly and understand the mechanism of that physically, because the life force energy is physical, is not like non-physical. And from that place of embodiment as a group, we will connect and support each other to integrate, to embody. We will receive reflections. We will do a group work in these 10 days together. Yeah, in a magical journey. And I invite you to join us there. And you can see in the link, which I will add to the description. Peace.